shouldn't have left you without a podcast to listen to. No, that don't work as good.
Chicky, baby girl.
Why can't I be like Timbaland?
We can all dream.
Welcome, everybody. I know this is odd to hear us all together, but the triumvirate is together, and we did it for you.
Full force.
No, if you say full force, I think of the band Full Force, and that makes me think of Kid and Play, and how it ain't my type of hype.
That makes me think of mesh shirts. But I just imagine you in a mesh shirt now.
Not me?
Yes.
No, that's what we're gonna do. When we finally become important to somebody, and they ask us to do like a cover shot, that's gonna be us. We're gonna dress up like Full
mesh
Force
shirts
and a backwards Kango.
Wait, sorry, I got confused. I got confused with Kangos and bucket hats. I'm like, nigga, that's a circular hat.
You like that? It's backwards and forwards.
But then it's not, because that's a bucket hat. But
it really isn't. It really isn't. But by the way, welcome to That One Podcast, everybody.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast that we do when we remember to do it, and we didn't get busy. Hope everybody had a fun and safe 4th of July. Mm-hmm. I forgot to mention this to you guys, but apparently there was a terror attack that was planned in Cleveland that they thwarted. Yeah. So that was dope. So
that's
I hope
right. I do remember hearing about that.
So I hope that nobody else had a terror attack event go on. Which
I was just going to say, I hope everybody kept their fingers, but...
Yeah,
still got them.
Right? Don't end up like who is that? Jason Pierre-Paul?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want the club hand.
You got club hand. You got portions of like 2 fingers left.
Oof.
Ugh. Anyway, first thing first, the particulars. Let's get my way real quick. Instagram, Twitter, @ThatOnePod. Email us, podthat@g. Wow, it's been a really long time. Mm-hmm. podthat@gmail.com. Remember, always go to Pippa for everything. The Patreon, the Instagram, the Twitter, and it's and I don't remember it, and we don't have time. I would say that to end because I don't even remember the own link to my damn show because it's been so goddamn long. So first thing first, let's get this out of the way. I know y'all were worried, and I know y'all know about it, but we're gonna talk about it. Those damn kids was in the cave.
They were in a cave.
They okay,
but they're not anymore.
And I know
that's what matters.
No, they're all out. They got all 12 of them out. How long were they in there? They were in there for like 2 weeks.
3 weeks, maybe.
Yeah. This is when everybody found out that, oh damn, this is how long you can go without food.
They got them food.
There had to have been like one
they were
kid
there
that
a while.
got eaten. They ate one of them.
They were down there a while before they found them, though.
Yeah.
They had to like fend for themselves for like a week, right?
No, like 2 weeks.
3 days.
Yeah.
They were in there for 3 days, but at a certain point, they literally would just have a conveyor belt, essentially.
Yeah, I know they were sending them food down there.
Yeah, and they were worried that they were going to run out of oxygen, so they were trying to figure out ways to like pipe oxygen into the cave.
Yeah.
So they had pseudo solutions to it.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like people don't really appreciate. They just think these little motherfuckers got trapped in the cave, and they don't understand the true particulars of this. First of all, this cave, they were really far in this fucking cave. They were like 3 miles in this cave.
Good God.
Well, see, okay, this is the thing I could not figure out.
Why are they in a fucking cave?
Yeah, how the fuck did they get in there? No one ever talks about that shit. I need to know.
You don't trip and fall and then walk 3 miles in a cave.
The whole team just tripped and fell.
Okay, so this is how this works. The cave that these kids were in, it's a cave. It's one of those spelunking caves that is open to the public and people regularly go and
crazy people. By the way, only crazy people spelunk.
That's true.
Look,
we all
I
saw
don't care
this.
what anybody says.
I don't fuck
only
with that
crazy
shit.
people spelunk.
No, only the people who aren't black go in caves.
Well, I would say that, but yeah, like
yeah. Look, we don't go in caves unless there's a reason behind it, in my opinion. But that's just me. But nonetheless, they're from that area in general, and this isn't the first time that they've been to this cave. What ended up happening, though, is in Thailand, it's monsoon season. And when they went in, it was clear as day. Everything was fine. But then it started to rain, but it's monsoon season. It didn't stop raining. And I think even up until the point those kids were rescued, it was still raining.
Yeah.
So what was going on is the kids knew that they couldn't swim out because they would have had to gone underwater at certain points to get it, and you would have.
And then you have no idea how long until you can find the next patch.
Exactly.
Oxygen.
And mind you, they're not going with actual scuba equipment, so there's no cameras, there's no lights. It's just
Darkness.
you. Yeah. So they just sat there hoping somebody would find them. And the way that it was discovered that they were all in this cave was essentially, as you would expect, their parents were like, "Hey, why aren't they home yet?" Luckily they told people that we're going to the cave because that coach isn't a degenerate who just.
But he still
says, "Hey,
took
guys,
kids
wanna
to
go
a cave during monsoon season.
But here's
That's
the
just
thing: it's like
irresponsible.
they've been to that cave before, and
But it's
like,
monsoon season.
You gotta remember. But think about it like this, okay? When you live in Thailand, it's monsoon season. It's like people with snow. People who live in cold weather do the
people who live in
stupidest shit with
hurricane
snow. You
areas
go,
say
"Why
like,
would you
"I'm
do
gonna wait
this?"
out the hurricane." Like
Exactly.
when you so
Exactly.
if you live with the people,
But they don't
we've
go
done-
in a cave and wait it out.
But it hadn't started. But it's the season.
We already
that
established that
hadn't-
going in a cave is crazy. So they were
Yeah.
The fact that they went
Yeah.
in a cave on a clear as night, on a clear as night, on a clear as whatever the fuck day, like
Yeah,
that in and of
it
itself.
was the beginning of monsoon season, so the rain hadn't started yet. Because once it starts, nobody goes in the cave because they know it floods. But the problem for them is it decided to start raining after they were already way the fuck in the cave. But nonetheless, so the originally when divers were sent in, they weren't sent in to help rescue them. They thought they were going to look for bodies because they know that once it starts raining, it's like a flash flood, and if you're not ready for it, you're just done.
Right.
So but the divers like found their shit as they kept going. So they found shoes, like their bicycles at the
I was hoping you
mouth
meant
of the
like
cave, they
literal
found their
shit. Like they just
Yeah.
ton of feces just.
They had to do something with that.
Yeah. So, but then they were like, well, we still haven't found bodies, so we're gonna just keep going until we find them. And then they go, oh shit, they not dead. And they were sitting there shivering and hungry and shit. So the first thing they did was they just got like supplies to sustain them, just to make sure that they don't die of shock from being trapped in the cave for at that point I think it was maybe 2 or 3 days before they were since they had last entered. And ultimately what ended up happening is there's been a lot of contention about how they were going to rescue the kids. I'm not going to talk about Elon Musk until after I'm done with this story, but I will talk about Elon Musk. But essentially what they ended up doing, they rescued, I think, 2 or 3 kids right at the beginning of the rescue operation, just trial and error. But then they realized this is we can't do what we did to get those kids out. They were because most of the kids, believe it or not, in the cave didn't know how to actually swim, right? But the kids they got out, they did. So they're like, no, I know how to swim. You can get me the fuck out. And I don't blame them. We're a team until we trapped in the cave, and then we got.
There's gonna have to be 1 or 2 at a time anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so what they ended up doing was this. They ended up, and this is what I find slightly interesting, because what people were worried about is you're gonna have these kids diving who have no diving experience, who don't know how to swim, and I think the whole journey to get out was somewhere around like 3 hours.
Yeah,
so this
long.
is not like, oh, we got to do this for a short time. And so people were really concerned it was going to result in one of these kids dying, because in not even in the prep of getting them out, just in the operation of getting them supplies. A former, I want to say,
He was a SEAL.
He was a SEAL for like Singapore or Thailand. Well, I can't remember. I apologize.
He was a
And
U.S. Navy SEAL that then served over here. Then after his career went back over there. He was from Thailand.
Gotcha.
If I remember properly.
Yeah, but this guy who is a legit authority in the field, this guy died, and so people are like, if this guy who knows what he's doing dies, in this whole endeavor. What are we gonna do when it comes to these kids? So what they ended up doing was this, and this is what I find really interesting. Apparently, they sedated the kids, and they assigned 2 divers for every kid. And what they did was they basically put them in a sort of sack that the kids were sort of strapped into. And one diver would be out in front carrying the oxygen tank. And another diver will be behind, sort of helping the diver in the front who's pushing the kid along. And they had like a little slack line, so that way everybody was sort of together, you know?
Yeah.
And they basically did, again, two-person,
big ass
kid.
cave.
It really is. And what I'm going to do for the people who are really like kind of interested in this, I'm going to post a video, the clip that we, or not clip, the article that we got from Vox that had a lot of this information, because it's really nicely done. They have like some videos of like of how they did the operation and a lot of diagrams discussing it. But I just thought it was really, really interesting because at one point they thought they were going to be fucked, because what they were trying to do originally was pump the water out of the cave to try to help make things easier. But what ended up happening was, in the process of pumping the water out, they were flooding the farmlands around the area, which those people didn't care. They were like, fuck my farm, I want these kids to get out. But the problem was, because the farmlands were being flooded, the water was going back into the groundwater and basically just going back into the caves a different way, you know? So it wasn't really doing anything. And they thought that they literally were going to have to, at one point, just wait until the monsoon was over, which was insane to think about, right? But the fact that they got these kids out, not only did they get them out, but not a single kid died in this whole endeavor.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is fucking amazing to me, and kudos to them. But I said I was going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about Elon Musk. So the internet lost their shit in multiple ways. When Elon Musk announced that he was going to work on a solution to try to help get the kids out. And for whatever reason, a lot of people had some really extreme opinions about this. Some people were just like, "Oh, here it is, a billionaire who's just trying to get publicity off of the misery of others." And then there are some people like, "Holy shit, Elon Musk is gonna Tesla the shit out of this," you know. Mm-hmm. But in actuality, Elon Musk was asked. He reached out to the rescue team and was like, "Hey, if there's anything you need equipment wise or anything we can do to help, let us know." And they asked him to come up with something, because at the beginning they thought they had.
That's usually how this goes. When the internet overreacts to something like that, there's usually like a really reasonable story behind it, but none of us care. We want like hot takes.
Well, so
exactly.
If I remember, like I saw you can still find it. Like there's a Twitter thread out there. Like I don't know if the person was like a random person or whatever, but like somebody had tweeted at Elon Musk like, "Hey, these kids are trapped in this cave. Is there anything you can do?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll see what I can do," you know. And then like, so he's like, he just starts like spitballing possible solutions, and then someone who was actually working on the situation like tweeted at him, started giving him information, and then he's like, "Well, I'll send some SpaceX people out there to help out, and while we work on some stuff here." And then he eventually went over there as well. He came up with that mini submarine thing that was made out of rocket parts, which it didn't end up getting used, but he's like, hopefully someone can use it at some point. And so it was like, he was. I mean, it was like someone reached out to him, and it was very respectful about it, but also it's like, this whole thing with trying. It's like, is he trying to be a hero, or is he just trying to do the right thing? Which I feel is like why people are freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing about it is like, especially when they were at the point where they legit thought that those kids were gonna have to spend upwards of a month or two in that cave. I don't really give a shit, right? Like if that was your kid in the cave, you could say, "Hey, look, if an alien comes down to help, I'll take that, right?" Like I don't understand. Like everybody just wants to be mad about something. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a shit. In this particular instance, they didn't use the equipment, but who's to say that the engineers that he sent didn't offer up a simple solution that they had, and that's what helped contribute to getting those kids out. So to all those people who freaked the fuck out because Elon Musk wanted to help, eat a bag of dicks, and I hope you get trapped in a cave and nobody finds you. Yeah, I said it. I'm not taking it back.
Harsh.
Anything else we gotta say about the kids in the cave, though?
Nope. Happy they're safe.
Yeah, they're out. Surprised that no one died. And kids, that's why you don't go spelunking.
Yeah, just stay the fuck out of caves.
Oh well,
I don't care.
There's one more, of course, because it's like a modern.
You know the crazy fucking people who like go into caves that are already underwater. Like those people are extra fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's another story.
I guess there's a whole issue with like, of course, people want to make a movie out of this, but I guess there's like this whole thing where people are afraid that the story's gonna be whitewashed. So now there's like 2 movies being rushed into production.
Is Scarlett Johansson playing the coach of the team?
She's actually going to be. She's actually going to be playing all 15 of the kids. The CGI, like Andy Serkis.
Oh no!
They're going to be so tall.
Look, so okay. So here's the one thing I want to say: if they're going to do this, they better use all 15 of those fucking kids
In the
however
movie.
many the kids are. Yeah, why the fuck not? They the ones who went through it. Pay them. Give them the money.
Pay them. Yeah, you can pay them without making them do the acting.
No. Use them.
So you're going to have these kids who've been traumatized by being in a cave get in a fake cave.
Yeah.
No, you're not doing that. No, you're not doubling down on this.
Okay.
You're not
Let me tell you why I say do this. So, I don't know if it was last year, beginning of this year. I don't know if you guys may or not be familiar with this. There was like a terrorist attack on a train in, I want to say, Paris.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood made that movie with the real people that were on the train.
Yeah.
And it was not that great.
Yeah.
I didn't say it had to be good. I just said if you're going to do it, make it with the fucking people that was in it. That's all I'm saying.
If the movie is good, then they get more money if you give them a percentage of how good the movie does.
Or you could just not do it at all and just let those little kids be.
But we have to profit from tragedy.
So if you're going to profit, at least let one of those kids... Look, the odds of you being an actor is pretty low. Maybe one of those little motherfuckers ends up being good and he can make a life being a kid actor and get extra money. Look, everybody knows they're not going to give them all the profits of it anyway.
Sure.
So how about we just let them just have their little time in the spotlight. And if you're going to try to exploit it, let them have some fun. Do it. If they don't want to do it, don't force them. I'm not saying force them to, but like, look, if you don't do this, I'm throwing you in a real fucking cave. No, just ask if they want to do it.
Fake
if they say they want to do it, then you do
your
it.
choice, kid.
Right.
You guys say it like you say it in your best fucking Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford voice.
I don't even have a fake Harrison Ford voice.
I mean, that was...
the only thing I have is get off my plane. Get off my plane.
No, I was saying
that's the only one I have.
whoever says it is going to have to do it in that voice. Okay. It has to sound like an old surly white guy. You can go Clint Eastwood too if you want to do that. But that just sounds real racist all of a sudden.
I don't even know if he is, but damn it if it doesn't look like he is. Like he just looks like someone who...
He got racist teeth.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know if there are stories. I don't know if there aren't either. I've never looked up Clint Eastwood's history, but like, I don't know. Like, it's fucked up speculating.
Do you remember? Do you remember when he pretended Obama was invisible? Obama was on the stage.
Oh my God, that was him.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh God, yeah. No, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
That motherfucker's racist. All right, moving on. Okay, first of all, we want to let everybody stop what you're doing. You need to listen to this. There's an immediate emergency that all of you need to be aware of, okay?
All of you.
Okay. I hate to say this. Honey Smack cereal, stop it. Throw it away because it's been linked to a salmonella outbreak.
And it's still on the shelves.
And look, you got to get rid of the smacks. Don't dig them. For once, don't dig them.
Dig 'em frog, man.
Look, don't worry about it because nobody fucking eats Honey Smacks. It's a garbage
Get 'em.
ass cereal. And
Get 'em.
it's fine. That's why it's still on the shelves because nobody fucking buys it. So it's like, it's
Get
got
'em.
something, whatever. It don't fucking matter. It's like just awful. There's nothing even good about it. The fucking the whole point behind it is it's sweetened but still wheat. Like it's next to like if you're a kid and what it's next to, like it's next to fucking Cookie Crisp. It's an actual cereal made with fucking chocolate chip cookies, or I can have slightly sweetened puffed wheat with a fucking like crazy frog and with like all the like possible drug jokes that go with it. No. It's right next to the fucking like actual like we're not fucking around fruity pebbles, cocoa pebbles. Like you're really fucking up if you go to the house and the only option is Honey Smacks. That's fine. Go for it.
What if I want my cereal to look like a weird rendition of some Yeeks? What else am I supposed to eat?
It looks a little like a pecan maybe sometimes too.
Yeah, a little bit.
It is a little weird. It's like a cartoon pecan, like it's smoothed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what if I want my urine to smell for some ungodly reason from eating some cereal? How else am I going to get that effect?
I mean,
I don't even know if it does that, but damn it, I'm going to go ahead and say
does.
it has that.
we do have to acknowledge
the asparagus
it's the
of
exact
cereals.
same cereal as Golden Crisp, but Golden
Yeah,
Crisp
and
is
nobody
better.
eats that shit either, right?
The
No.
best part is
No.
there are people who the best part
That's
is
what's like,
there are people who heard
kids'
Honey
moms
Smacks
hate
and
them
thought
who
it
buy
was
them.
Golden Crisp.
Yeah, like your mom likes you enough to buy you like sugary, not good for you cereal, but doesn't like you enough to buy good sugary, bad for you cereal. So here's all the addictiveness that comes with giving a kid the head start of being obese while not giving him the one that actually tastes good. Like, no, there is nothing. Like, if you're going to buy the ones that's not taste good, then get Life cereal or get like, I don't even know if that, none of them are good. It's like carbs and sugar. There isn't a good cereal that's good for you.
Lies.
So like just
lies.
eat just eat the best tasting ones. Like don't fucking get the shitty one. Like I said.
You know what?
This
Cocoa
episode
Pebbles,
brought to you by
Look,
Kashi.
I let you rock a
Rolling
little
Hills.
bit too long.
No.
Now you are defaming the name of cereal in general.
No,
I cannot allow
I
this.
didn't say it doesn't taste good. I'm saying
No,
it's
you
not
said
good for you.
you said cereal was bad. I heard you, and it hurt my
Yeah,
feelings.
bad for you. Like it's bad for you.
No,
like there's
it's
no
part of a
cereal that's
complete
good
breakfast.
for you. Complete like
I
if you
eat it
have
with toast.
an entire
I eat my
good
cereal with
breakfast
toast,
and then
orange
dessert,
juice, and milk.
and then dessert you have it's breakfast dessert is what it is.
Yeah,
So like
that's-
it's
just
part of a complete
America.
breakfast if you eat a complete breakfast first and then have dessert.
So Pedro out here wanting us to go British and have fucking beans and toast
Right.
for breakfast. Get out here, Pedro.
They eat
all right,
beans?
we won the war,
Be-
so we
be-
eat what we want,
beans?
and we want dessert cereal.
exactly.
Look, I don't know nothing about no British, but they eat beans.
They eat beans and toast,
Bangers and mash,
like baked
man.
beans, like baked beans. Yeah, that's the thing.
Wait. So bangers is sausage and mash. I thought that was like potatoes. That's beans.
Yeah,
Damn, I learned something new every day.
you need to become culture, you son of a bitch.
crazy.
All right,
Yeah, over here defaming cereal. And
I'm not
shit.
saying you shouldn't eat cereal.
That's what I heard.
I'm saying
not voting for you.
You shouldn't eat cereal if you think it's good for you.
I ate a bowl of cereal for dinner
Yeah.
right before we started recording.
Anna Kay loves her some like cereal at all times of the day. Like she'll skip dinner. Like it'll
Yeah.
be like a well cooked meal, and she's like, "No, I'm good. I'll just eat a little bit of this." And then like she'll have like a bowl of Life cereal, and it's just like, okay,
because your woman
do
got
what
some
you do.
sense.
Exactly. Cereal's
That's
an
how you-
anytime
look,
food.
Look, if you're a Midwestern
See, look,
child, you grow up.
You
eating
say
nothing
what you
but
want.
cereal.
Both of you and her are so naturally skinny, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So y'all go ahead and do
This
you.
sounds like you just
I'll
bitter.
have
You
my
can eat all the cereal you want.
The
No,
truth
I did
comes
when I was a
out.
kid. No, I don't really like it that much. I don't like breakfast. I like breakfast when it's a fucking event and I'm having like a full on, we're making some fucking hash browns and some eggs and some bacon and you can have your fucking cereal. And then if I'm not
Why
going to
can't I
get
have
like
everything?
awesome breakfast like that, then I'll just have a fucking protein shake or something.
Protein shake?
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on
Yeah.
because now you making me feel some kind of way. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is something
Now
that
go
also
ahead
makes
and
me upset,
keep being
but not
addicted
make
to
me
sugar.
upset. Stop it, okay? So, what we're going to talk about now is LeBron going to the Lakers. Now, we're not going to talk about the sports ramifications of this because that's not why we're here. We're here as two Clevelanders and one person who respects us enough to let us vent.
Even though
The
he hates
man who
cereal.
raised me is from Akron and went to high school with LeBron's daddy. So
Exactly.
not like
he
I ain't got
he
no
also
relation
was.
to it.
You know what, LeBron? You ain't the only kid from Akron.
That's
okay?
true. My
You ain't
dad's
the
from
only kid
Akron, and
Exactly.
he like does stuff too. Okay.
That nigga do things. All right. So, first thing first. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. LeBron leaving now is not the same as when LeBron left the first time. And no, it's not simply semantics because he went to a different team. We are in a whole different world than when LeBron left the first time from when LeBron left the second time. Here's what LeBron didn't do to piss Cleveland fans off. One, he didn't go to a finals lose and then get mad that they didn't win, so he had to go somewhere else, although he technically kind of did. That's a nope. You know, he won one. And look, for a city that hasn't won shit
Yeah.
since what was it, the 60s?
Yeah.
Look, Cleveland fans know how not to look a gift horse in the mouth. Everybody goes, "Thanks, LeBron, appreciate it." We
Yeah.
can
I
reset the
haven't
clock.
heard from anyone. I mean, you know, I don't have as many friends in Cleveland as you two do, obviously, because it's like you two and like our other
Epic.
roommate from college and like, you know, a few other people. No, because remember, like everyone I ended up being friends with at Ohio State ended up being from Cleveland and not Cincinnati.
Yeah, there were a lot of us.
I met people from Cincinnati. I only kept up with the people from Cleveland. I don't know why.
Pedro,
But-
it's for
and
the
Dayton.
best.
I mean,
It's for the
Dayton
best.
was cool too.
Yeah.
I did. You know, I married into a Dayton.
You kind of married into that.
Yeah, that happened.
But nonetheless, also the nigga didn't make a whole TV special to talk about leaving, which was
Man,
great.
he sent out a press release and took a trip to Europe. He sent
Yeah.
out his agency tweeted a picture of a press release, and then he went to Europe. That was awesome. I
That's some
enjoyed
baller
it.
shit.
And everybody goes, good for you, LeBron.
Yeah.
And
He
Enjoy your
obviously likes
vacation.
the beach. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not like he went to Memphis. Nothing against Memphis. It's not like he went to Detroit. Like, look, one time he went to Miami. Like, any of you have been to Miami, pretend like you're rich and then you're in Miami. Like, you fucking go to Miami too. And like, hey, now he's rich and he went to Los Angeles. Like,
Well, he already
You
even
probably
had a
did
house
too.
over there. Like, how is
I
anyone
know.
surprised?
He already spent
No,
the
I don't
offseason
really.
there.
No, here's the thing.
Nobody's surprised, right?
The having a house thing doesn't matter. First of all, CC
still has a house in
Sabathia
Cleveland,
is
too.
CC Sabathia is the star pitcher. Well, he's not a star pitcher no more, but he's one of the pitchers on the New York Yankees. He's had a house in LA since he was a Cleveland Indian. The house in LA doesn't matter. When you're rich, you can have a house in 8 different cities. That don't mean you'll go play ball there.
I think I heard LeBron has 2 houses in Brentwood, which is OJ's neighborhood, by the way.
Oh man, he about
why
to
not?
murder
Well,
some
no,
white bitches.
I don't think. Yeah, I know. I don't think that's OJ's neighborhood anymore. But it was peak OJ. That's right.
Yeah.
When he killed
Yeah.
people, that was peak OJ. But like
Yeah.
peak OJ neighborhood, like
Exactly. But my whole thing is this: LeBron's not a. I was explaining this to somebody. They go, "Are you shocked?" I went, "Why would I be shocked?
No one is
What-
shocked.
Like, do I look dumb?
Right.
Do I look?
Did you see?
like I have stupid on my
Did you
forehead?
see Game 1 when his teammate forgot that the game was tied?
Hey,
I don't even.
It's
But
a
here's the thing.
shot.
But here's the thing.
If
I'm
I-
not even. It's not even a Cavs thing. Like, first of all, that team could have won, and LeBron still would have left.
Yeah, I think so, too.
LeBron didn't go to LA for basketball reasons.
Yeah.
He went to LA because it's LA. Just today, stories came out that LeBron was seen leaving a restaurant with Leonardo DiCaprio and I forget. I always get these 2 white dudes. It's either Robert De Niro or Al Pacino. They the same white dude to me.
They are.
But either way, one of those old white dudes was with Leonardo DiCaprio, and LeBron was pitching a movie that apparently has already been greenlit to be made, and he might even be in it.
Space Jam
So
Space Jam 2?
I don't know. Maybe
Well, that one, I think that one is already in the books. They're gonna make Space Jam 2, right?
too. He better not be
With
in
him-
a movie
with him
before
playing
he's in
Michael
Space
Jordan.
Jam 2.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Wait, is he gonna play Michael Jordan?
Dude, that'd be the best.
That would be amazing.
We would all be so. There would not be one person who would be upset about that.
Nope.
Like, he isn't playing himself; he's playing Michael Jordan.
No, there'd be some
Everybody
silly.
calling him Michael in the movie.
Hey, Michael.
That shit
Hey,
would be
everybody.
awesome.
I'm Michael
Bill Murray
Jordan.
pretending like he's Michael Jordan. Like,
Is he
even
gonna-
though Bill
is he gonna
Murray
get-
was in the other movie with Michael Jordan and they're both still alive. Yeah, this is gonna be good.
Is he gonna get
I
a fake
really-
earring?
I really hope.
Yeah, he's playing
Oh,
Michael
hell
Jordan.
yeah. He's got to have the one here. Yes,
he's
and
gonna
he's
hoop
going
it
to
up?
do the Hitler mustache, too. Remember when MJ had the Hitler mustache?
LeBron's gonna get rid of the whole beard
Space Jam
and
2.
just stay with a Hitler stash.
For the
Space Jam
movie.
2 is going to be the fucking best.
I can't wait
I'm
for Space
so
Jam
excited
2. It's
for
gonna
it.
be so good.
Dude.
Either way, LeBron's. I told somebody, I go, LeBron's not going to the Lakers because he wants to win a championship. That team is trash, and they made it up with little trash pieces to placate him. They're not winning shit. All he did was like, well, I want to go play basketball with somebody who would pay me a shit ton of money. Done. And I want to go someplace where I can make money in a different kind of way. Also done. LeBron's out here trying to do big things.
No, LeBron's
More
trying
power
to
to you.
retire. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he's trying to set himself up for when he retired. He probably got 3 more seasons max.
No,
And I'm
see,
not saying
I've heard people say the opposite of that because there's a couple things about his son. Where one, his son, they already picked out the school, and his son is playing with like 2 other sons of former NBA players. Like Kenyon Martin's son is going to be on the same team with LeBron's kid. So people think that if his kid is good enough where they think he'll be in the NBA, then LeBron will wait and then play like one season.
I
with
believe
his
that
son.
too.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
heard
he
that
said he
that's
wants
kind
to
of
do
a
that.
conspiracy.
So
Yeah.
So
He
like,
said he would love to play with his son.
yeah.
Look,
Although he could do the MJ thing and retire till his son plays, and then he just
be in
comes back.
Space Jam, yeah, he could do that.
Oh, dude,
Look.
yes, he's already
all we need
goes
to
back
do.
to Space Jam.
Look, this is when Cleveland has to get their shit together. Start prepping so that the first and look, the NBA is already making it easy because they got rid of the one and done shit, right? So
Did they? Well, they're talking about it. I don't think
they're talking about it. By the
But
time
they're
that
going
comes, it'll
to.
be done.
They're going
It'll
to.
be done. It'll be done. So what we need to do is start prepping this team so that the instant LeBron Jr., Bronny James is available to go into the draft, they can just tank like a fucking U471. I want them to go so far down into the ocean that they get compressed.
I got even more deeper conspiracy. That his son said Bronny's going to get drafted by Cleveland, and he can be all pissed like, I go back to Cleveland. Now, LeBron's got to go back to Cleveland. Everybody, he can't get away because the Cavs always win the fucking lottery and shit.
How about this theory? LeBron James Jr. gets kidnapped by the Monstars, and he has to join the team squad to save him.
Yes, then he gets his kids in there. No, but he'd have to play Michael Jordan's son. So
yeah, he could.
Ronnie
is
playing.
No. He
Michael's
gets to still
son.
be LeBron James' son. He goes LeBron James Jr.
Michael Jordan, played by
Why are you
LeBron James,
here?
is saving LeBron's son from the Monstars. You know what? I'm gonna be pissed if they make the Monstars too CG. Like, you need to keep them cartoony as shit.
Yeah.
Don't make
What I
them
get
look
about
like
that?
the fucking Transformers and shit. Like, Monstars need to still look like a fucking Warner's.
No.
Brothers
What they
cartoon.
need to not make him look like is the goddamn new Ninja Turtles. Don't fuck
Oh my
that.
God.
That's, don't. Can you have some realistic Monstars?
I think I remember the trailers for that. That shit creeped me out.
It did. I don't want my Ninja Turtles wrinkly. I don't like
No.
that shit.
No.
I don't like
Some
that.
things still need to be cartoons, guys. Come on.
Leave a little bit of whimsy in it. Shit, don't frighten the
Hell no.
motherfucker just because he wants to go see some Ninja Turtles.
I'm so happy
damn.
about Space Jam 2.
It's gonna be good, man.
It's gonna be really good.
And then as soon as they release that, you know what we doing? Coming to America 2.
Finally.
I'm already writing up the screenplay, LeBron. Just read it. Help a brother out. I'm just a kid from Cleveland too. All right? I'm trying to do big things out here. All right. Do we want to keep going, or do we want to?
Let's just keep talking about Space Jam 2.
Look, we
No,
can do
no.
more Space Jam 2 content. There's nobody out here doing the Space Jam 2 content.
Exactly. We gotta have something unique. This is what we're gonna get us listeners.
Wait, hold up. So what, like, have there been much evolving of evolving of the Warner Brothers cartoons? Like, do kids still
Not
care about
really.
Bugs? Or are they gonna have to bring in like fucking like other cartoons and shit?
Well, Warner
Like, are the
Brothers ain't
kids
doing
still
shit
watching-
with cartoons.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They
like,
had a show on
dude.
Cartoon Network a few years ago. I think they're supposed to get a new one soon.
Yeah, but like, what do they have in their stable? Because this is going to be aimed at kids, and these kids don't know who the fuck Bugs Bunny is, do they?
But here's the thing.
I
I
haven't
don't
seen
think
the
that's
show on TV.
I don't think that's as big of a problem as you think it is. And the reason I say that is, like, how often do you see cartoon characters that never existed be popular? Like, look, Disney does it. The kids don't need to know who they are to be the draw.
That's
Just
true.
be entertaining.
Yeah,
be
but it was
cute,
cool to
and-
us that like Bugs was in there and shit.
Yeah, but
And,
they'll
like,
like it for a
Daffy Duck and
completely
shit.
different reason.
They'll like it
Well,
because
think
their
I'm
about
just
it.
parents
saying-
like it.
I'm just saying, is there a cartoon that could be used instead, where it's like Space Jam? But what are these kids' version of like these cartoons?
SpongeBob? Is it SpongeBob?
Dude,
It
what
is
if it is SpongeBob and Patrick?
LeBron.
No, that's still
SpongeBob
our
has had too many
generation.
movies, though.
Yeah,
I feel
but
like
SpongeBob is still. I don't know
yeah,
what
it's still.
popular
Yeah, I know.
cartoons,
Yeah,
man.
I don't really. Okay,
It's
so
gonna
what
be
if it's the
LeBron James and a
Boondocks?
bunch
You know
of
how old I
YouTube
am?
stars.
I'm
Boondocks
Googling
plus Space Jam
cartoon
2.
right now.
Let's do
I'm
Huey and
Googling
Riley
cartoon.
and Uncle Ruckus, and Stink Meaner. No, he'd be on the Monstars. That'd be good. I'd be good with that. That'd be too black.
Yeah, he'd be talking shit about fucking Michael Jordan. He'd be like, the only thing you did was have sex with a white woman. Didn't he divorce his wife to marry a white woman?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I feel like you know. Like you don't.
I know
like,
he did
it was-
get a divorce.
It's more rhetorical.
I do remember
than-
he got a divorce.
I'm pretty
And
sure
I do
that's what
remember
happened.
seeing lots of pictures of Michael Jordan with the baggiest of fucking jeans, drunk as shit, smoking cigars, partying with white women. Like, remember when it was a thing?
Yeah.
Like, pre-Twitter internet, we'd have to go to websites, and there'd be, like, all those pictures of, like, athletes partying. I used to get a biggest kick out of that, because, like, Dirk
Yeah.
and Steve Nash would be, like, all over Dallas and shit, and they'd be so drunk as hell. Steve Nash would be on those all the time. He just find this shit funny. You see Michael Jordan, and, like, freaking, like... 22-year-old white girls like over there like with like the most like he don't care. He's keeping. You ever seen those pictures of how big his pants were? Man, his pants were big.
Yeah,
So big.
They were.
Was he wearing Jinkos?
Yes, they were like Jinkos.
They're basically Jinkos.
Oh, man.
So I'm looking up cartoons that's out right now. Everything is all CG and Flash animated. And one thing that they do a lot of now is they don't try to make characters look like people. They do a lot of like either like animals or monsters or something because it's just easier just to be open with your creativity like that. Cause
Yeah.
once you gotta actually make it look real is too difficult to deal with. So look, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They'll look.
Oh,
And
yeah.
here's the
I
other
mean,
thing about here's the other thing
the
too.
nostalgia market is huge right now. Like, it's not going to be for the kids. It's
Exactly.
going to be for us.
Yeah, that's true. It is going to be for us.
Pedro, why do you throw that image in the
Because
chat?
that's MJ dancing with a white girl with baggy pants on.
That's fucking
It's so good. With the cigar. He always has a cigar. That man's going to get cancer.
I know, right? At least he didn't pull the Who Wants to Sex Matumbo.
He doesn't have to. Like, it's just
No, he
implied.
doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh, man. Can I bring up one other random thing we didn't think about talking about? Can we talk about Nervous Hove on the fucking jet ski? Have you been seeing those?
I have not seen that.
Funny. Oh, my God.
The nigga's from Brooklyn. What do you expect? He don't know what to do on a goddamn jet ski. I don't blame him.
No, I'm sending this.
Yeah.
I'm sending this
I-
right now.
I saw one of my favorite memes was somebody said that they unlocked Hove in Mario Kart. And they showed him on the jet ski. That shit was fucking
Shiz.
amazing.
I'm sending this to you right now.
Please
This
do.
is so good. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
man.
Look at him. With the helmet.
What the hell?
It fucking like scrunched down.
It looks like
Is
Steve Urkel on a jet
JC
ski.
68? Like, is he 68? We didn't really realize how old he got. I feel that's how my grandfather ride a jet ski.
Oh, no.
If my grandfather had never been in the ocean, but my grandfather, was
To
born.
be fair, today at work, one of the guys I work with, one of his family members is a doctor, and and I was at his desk and we were talking about work shit, and he happened to get a message on his phone. He has a Mac and he has an iPhone, and so your pictures or your messages come up on your computer with the iPhone, which like Android does that shit too, but I've never understood why you want it.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, so this image comes in that he sent from one of his family members who's a doctor, and it's a thigh contusion from a jet ski accident.
No, thank you.
And the whole right half of the thigh, almost to the complete opposite side, is just a deep, dark purple. And I don't blame Hove, all right?
Nah.
Beyonce, I know what happened. He's like, Beyonce's like, we need to have fun. And you're like, we need not to die. And so he's just like, look, just do this so we can fuck tonight. I don't want to fuck this up. He's just trying out here not to be injured.
I respect
He's just,
it, man.
not as graceful as his woman. And you know what? A lot of us have that problem.
Look.
Can't be mad at him for that.
It's a condition that...
there's no way you could put Beyonce on a jet ski and she looked that nervous.
No.
Like, she'd be wearing a helmet and a life jacket, but somehow we wouldn't even notice that it was happening.
That's true.
She'll look like a water god. She'll have a helmet, and yet her hair will still flow back in the wind.
Remember when she almost fell to Super Bowl with the highest heels on and caught herself and made it look athletic, and it was like wet and shit?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like, she's
if Hov did that, he'd just lay on the ground and keep rapping, and somebody had to cart him off.
She needs to be in Space Jam 2.
Oh, of course Beyonce's gonna be in Space Jam
Beyonce
2.
gotta be in Space Jam 2.
Oh, so you get rid of Babs Bunny.
No, it was Lola
Beyonce.
Bunny.
It was
Lola Bunny. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, get it right.
My bad. No, Babs Bunny was from Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
My bad. I got my female. They all look alike. I'm sorry.
Goddamn bunny racist.
One of those guys. I'm a species. I'm like that.
All them damn rabbits look alike.
Goddamn. Fucking Hove. Oh man.
Awkward Sports Hove is a good Hove.
So do we want to keep going? Or do we want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we should wrap it up. We completely derailed on Space Jam 2.
I think if this episode has shown us anything, is that we shouldn't have taken as long as a break as we should have, because now we're just delirious and the show is so far off the rails that I'm gonna have to figure out what the fuck I'm doing with this. So
so come back next week when we continue to talk about Space Jam 2.
I'm pretty sure Delirious Off the Rails podcast is the best podcast. So
that's actually what we've been going for this whole time.
I almost wanted to keep the momentum going if it wasn't 1:30 in the morning Eastern time.
We'll probably look
because I'm ready to do Space Jam 2. More Space Jam 2.
Okay, we're not okay.
No,
I'm
we're
wrapping
not.
This up. Right, thank
we
you,
gotta
guys.
wrap this shit up.
But yeah, I want to do more Space Jam 2. So how about we just do a Space Jam 2 special? This is the
we'll do a Space
doing
Jam 2 special.
Yeah.
Okay, and that way, I'm sure there's somebody going, why the fuck are they still talking about Space Jam 2?
And that person needs to stop listening because they don't understand.
This is true. If you have these emotions, then you don't know us, and we don't want you to know us. You need to go.
You also don't know that Space Jam is the pinnacle of human achievement.
Yeah, it's an American classic.
It is.
It is. It's right up there with The Shining,
Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
Citizen Kane.
That's the movie I was trying to think of. I was like, damn, what's the movie with Rosebud?
Crossover to then counter Citizen Kane. I only have Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Space Jam. Those are the only ones that I can think of that are like that. Is there another movie like that?
Shiz and I are being satirical. You're like, no. Who Framed Roger Rabbit was amazing.
No, I'm not. But it's underrated. It is underrated. It's not like Howard the Duck underrated. Howard the Duck was the best. But like,
it's a great movie.
I'd rather not with Howard the Duck.
It took place in Cleveland.
Yeah. So that don't mean I gotta like it.
It does.
You know, it also took place in Cleveland. The Cleveland Browns. Anyway, thanks for joining us today. Instagram, Twitter, @ThatOnePod. email us at podthat@gmail.com. If you want to go to the Pippa, which you should, because that's where everything is, it shows.pippa.io/that1podcast. Remember, use the number one, not the word one, because if you don't know this by now, we hate you. But that's okay. You'll learn. Thank you both for wasting my time and yet making it better all at the same time. And as always, everybody, be nice to one another.
Be
oh,
kind.
Actually, I'm gonna mention one last thing.
Oh, good, because I
Fuck
do too.
the city.
Go for it.
Fuck the city of
get one
Columbus
last
for trying to arrest Stormy Daniels
Yeah.
for just slapping people in the face with her titties. Everybody wants that.
That
okay?
happens at every strip club. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Everybody wants that.
Political
Yeah.
bullshit. We all know.
Yeah. And then I want to say one last thing. Remember when you talked about how all those white dudes look alike between like Robert De Niro and whatnot? It reminded me, and we don't even need to talk about it, but I just want y'all to know one of the greatest underrated achievements of the recent Saturday Night Live is Dylan McDermott versus Dermot Mulroney. It's one of the best things in the history of the world.
Can I just say,
You need to watch it because
for
it's so good.
some of our listeners here, if you used to come to when I hosted trivia night, that was one of our trivia categories. And we would just put pictures of them up and ask which one is which.
And on that note, everybody, we'll
did
talk
you ever
to you
hold
later.
Up Rupert Everett?
We're
Did
just-
you
nope,
hold
I'm
up
just ending it
Rupert
there.
Everett on accident?
No.
Like just throw it up there? Because he looks just like them too.
So,
all right, we gotta go. All right, bye
Space
everybody.
Jam 2 coming soon.
Bye.
Bye.